Ladies and gents, welcome to a special video because before we get into the game, this player is a legend to me anyways because of their obsession with one civilization. Now here is the graph of their favorite civilizations, and then here is the number of games. At the time of recording this, Alnerius, if that's how you say it, has played 10,770 games with the Teutons. So let's dive into it. So I got to be rather quick with the whole situation. So basically, this is Empire Wars. There is an Empire Wars ladder. It is played way less than all the other ladders, than the other ladder, the standard ladder that we have. It is not the only ladder that this individual plays, but that is how I found this individual. And I have played this particular individual dozens of times because there's just not many people on the Empire Wars ladder, and he's solid. He's like 1600 rank. So if I'm in queue for a couple minutes on a ladder that's pretty inactive compared to others, I'm going to run into him. I've known this player for years. I was like, I need to show people this guy. It's crazy to play 11,000 games. Today so far, he's been playing Empire Wars for the last 6 hours. I played him 5 hours ago, looked at his profile. He just finished one 20 minutes ago. He's from Germany. He picks the Teutons. And the other thing I find interesting about this individual, that's a little bit of mystery, is Alnerius doesn't talk at all. No GGs, no good luck, have fun. Just plays the game, moves on to the next, gets the job done. So, again, it's Empire Wars, so it's very different than Standard Age. You start with villagers. And Teutons have cheap farms, of course, so eventually you might want to see that. But you start with 4 vills on gold. That's something that Alnerius changed. He pulled his vills off of gold, went over to the hunt. I like that move. Now, I would guess that because these guys are very similar rank, and because only so many people play Empire Wars, that Gwark, who's playing as the Dravidians over here, probably played him before. And in my experience, Alnerius actually makes a lot of scouts. But in my game earlier today, he actually went for ranged units, so he's testing out some things. And I think for someone who plays the game as much as he does, who's as obsessed with the Teutons, who's as obsessed with Empire Wars, he thinks about these things too. But Gwark has not found the opponent yet, which is not the best. But the attack could come in late enough where maybe Alnerius is surprised. But you see what happened. He went forward, he saw what opening his opponent was going for, and then he backed up at home and made some spears. He put his spear on the berries, he put his spear on the deer and the gold, and he also walled in some of his eco. So really solid player, guys. And, like, I've made lots of videos on individuals who play, one civ a lot or have something that's really, like, unique to them. This guy, almost 11,000 games with the freaking Teutons. A civ that so many of you guys are maybe still obsessed with or used to be obsessed with. But a big reason you pick Teutons is the farms and the eco balance, and look how smooth this is from him. He's defended from the attack so far. The blue's going to move forward, getting forging now is going to have a lot more scouts to work with here. Now, the archer range would have me a little confused right now if I'm Gwark. Like, I think he was expecting scouts from the Teutons. This is obviously one game of many. I thought this is a good game to introduce this guy to you. Lots of interesting things that he'll try. Blue now has forging, so isn't so scared of spears anymore. And you really need to get value from these scouts if you're not on the way to Castle Age already. And the value's coming in. I think right now, Alnerius doesn't really notice this. Reacts a little bit late, loses the vill. There's actually a villager over here as well, though. I don't know what's going on, Blue. Maybe he was attacking the spear. Ooh, that's going to be a dead vill. Okay, 1-to-1 there. Oh, overchop happens. I was looking at that tree earlier. And so stressful times. Empire Wars obviously a lot more aggressive than standard game, at least early on. And oh man, trapping the scouts with forging inside with you, painful. 5 villagers dead for our red player. It's gonna be 6 villager dead, 7 villager dead. Yikes! And meanwhile, over here doesn't get another villager pick. So, oh, is that gonna be 8? Oh, no way. Oh, 8 villager kills. Yikes. Well, that's not pretty, right? So now we get to see a lot about... Oh, another one goes down. Ah! I didn't realize there was so many. 9 villagers down. Now we get to see how red can recover from here, right? So again, there's kind of like a personality trait to him. Again, he doesn't chat a lot. He always picks Teutons. But I find him particularly resilient. No, he is a 1600 ranked player. I'm around 2300, so we meet on Empire Wars. There's a lot of confidence if I don't recognize the individual. I have some fun. I really enjoy Empire Wars. I like making lots of army. But he's had me on the ropes quite a few times. I've seen Elite Teutonic Knights. I've seen Ironclad Siege. I've seen lots of monks. He really understands the Teuton tech tree. And clearly really understands right now that TCs are needed. Because, yeah, the whole Vild situation's not looking too good here. Spears are going to come over. Nice job here from blue. TC gets garrisoned. And so now 2 TCs. But it's 2 town centers and also 2 stable knights. So, as you could probably tell, the pacing of this video, very different than a standard game. Blue's killed 12 hills, but now has knights to deal with. Good news for blue would be that the Dravidians do have very strong infantry. But Teuton knights, no joke. Red actually just transferred some more villagers over there to wood. Doesn't need as much on gold. And these knights here matter. And 2 TCs producing vills. Blue still only on 1. That's going to be another villager down. And now I am a little interested what blue ended up making range units here. I think blue... So a lot of people like to go skirms after they go scouts because they want to use the skirms to kill the spears. I think that's the logic. Beautiful kills there from red. Red's also distracted here. Quick walls. But yeah, you don't want to go skirms after scouts as like a preset decision, guys, because if your opponent has stables, you don't really want to be making skirms. Does that make sense? I just know people are like, okay, I go scout skirm here. You ideally should go skirm if your opponent's going range units. Otherwise, you might want to mix in some archers. So, all of a sudden, I mean, blue's done a fantastic job here, but nice recovery here from red. 38 vills for red. It is 34 for blue. Blue has a lot of economy here, and blue's going to go elephant archers now. So, goes for the pikeman upgrade. Dravidians have cheap barracked upgrades, like that. Going to be elephant archers and pikemen. Really strong. Really slow compared to knights. So, we'll see if red can deal with that. Red still expanding on 2 town centers. Getting wheelbarrow now. Farm placement looking fantastic. Adding the monastery as well. Really solid player. And now finds in the middle of the map some activity here from blue. Now, the beauty of Teuton Knights is you get that extra melee armor starting in Castle Age. So, you take some pretty decent fights. This is a really good fight for red, actually. A lot of people, I think, would leave the fight right now, but he's like, nah, I'm focused at home right now. I'll clear out as many units as I can. And now he backs away, probably back to his monks. Now, Teutons have a bonus. We don't talk about it much, but they actually heal from larger distance, which can actually help you in instances where, like, let's say you have a monk sitting nearby an army, but it's not quite close enough to heal, right? Like, it's actually really helpful in high-pressure situations, which is what this is. It's turned into a really nice Empire Wars game. Second TC now for Gork. 46 villagers versus 41. Elephant archers can be really strong, but you do need quite a few upgrades on them, and they do cost a lot of food and gold. And monks could always convert 1, and suddenly you might regret the investment. And I think Gork heard the Wololo there, and is now deciding to back away. Back at home, Gork dropping TC number 3. I wish I knew more about Gork. I always feel a little bit bad when I come in here and I like know one particular player. But red is the focus of this game. I do recognize Gork's name of I maybe played Gork in some team games. To be at this rank, you obviously have to be pretty solid. But I just love the balance of like eco and army here from both of them. They played really well. Pike Elephant Archer against Knight Monk for now. And we even have the attack upgrade coming in now from red. Something that on the back of a scout rush that red does. And maybe if you guys are interested in this player, I could kind of show different versions of him, like different, styles that he's chosen. But he will leave leftover scouts on relics, and like, I still get a little frustrated thinking about one game we played many months ago. I think that says how addicted I am to this game myself, but I still don't play as much as him. Oh, I don't know if it's his job. He certainly plays like it is. Oh, man. I don't know how many, like... Maybe he took some breaks in between the Empire Wars games, right? But, like, guys, if I get on around this time... Look at Blue! Blue says Teuton! Blue knows what's up. Let's go, Blue. Leave a comment for Gork, please. Gork's got some fun personality. Gork said, have fun, good luck at the start. No response from Red. And then is also still making comments about Teutons, but... Like I said, Red doesn't chat. Red's not a chatterbox at all. Anyways. I could... Because I just played Red earlier today, I guarantee you, like, within the same, like, 6 to 7 hour time window, if I get on to basically evening time in Germany, which is where he's from, I'm going to be able to find a game against him. It is almost always a given, because he's solid enough, and there's not too many people playing Empire Wars. Okay, counterattack here from Red. Let's see how your quick walls go, Gork. Meanwhile, Elephant got converted. Elephant is fighting his old friends. Knights still moving around. Knights, if they get into all these nooks and crannies, could do some real damage. We've got full upgrades now. Another Elephant gets converted, so Red is clearly... forcing some reactions out of Blue and finding some really nice damage here. What we have just seen is the core difference between Knights and Elephant Archers. Knights can be mobile. Knights can split up. Now Blue's calls him a tryhard. I gotta be careful. I didn't watch this whole game. Blue seems to be having fun, but I have seen people being fun with chat, not knowing I'm ever going to cast it. Turn a little bit salty at times, but I'm enjoying the chatter for now. And oh god, so you're going pikemen, but now your opponent has elephant archers? Oh, that's rough. Look at this economy for Red. This is what over 10,000 games does. Did you guys know that you could have economy like this? You just have to play 10,000 games with Teutons. It happens just like that. Well, what Red did there was he counterattacked when he was being hit at home. Really nice example of damage control at home. Now, Red has control because Blue is kind of resetting. But that said, Blue does have quite a few pikes. So, pikes probably going to be difficult to deal with over time here, you would think. Red gonna snag relic number 1. Only 4 knights right now for Red. The old elephant boys are going to get poked down. They'd love to switch back, but Blue doesn't have any monks yet. So they said, sorry, pal, have to kill you. And we have the big clear up there from Blue. Well played from him. Lots of army for Blue right now. Red does not have much army at all. And Red has kind of cut production here for a second. Like, stopped Ville production. Has the resources for Imp. Maybe... is trying to click up to Imp, but is missing a building here. Monastery is one of them. And then you would need a university or a siege workshop or a castle. One of those. And so that, this period where all those resources are there for Red, but Red's not really sure what to spend it on, gives Blue some time to catch up. Blue going for TC number 5 now. Wow. So lots of villagers going to be coming out. Red's going to go pikes. Now, what I love about this player, beyond the 10,000 games, is how he sticks to his freaking civ strength. Now, he did make a couple skirms earlier, but the guy makes monks, he makes lots of knights, he makes lots of infantry, okay? And again, I've seen him make Teutonic knights as well. So, like, he sticks to Teutons, and he makes lots of farms. None of this, like, oh, the situation calls for archers, so I'm going to make archers even though my archers aren't that good. Nah! No way! He will stick to the slow yet tanky melee units. And Blue is all about the different types of units on this side of things. And is also taking advantage of the Dravidian bonuses quite nicely, I have to say. Elephant archers, of course. cheaper barrack technologies. Like, I wouldn't normally suggest getting arson for freaking pikemen, but they're doing work right now. The elephants have actually been the problem for blue. I don't think the elephants have helped. Maybe they've helped some form of moral support, but if elephants give you moral support, I think that says something more about you than it does the elephants. All right, so it's a pointy boy war. Poke, 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 poke. Blue is not on the way to imp, but blue has 5 town centers producing vills right now. And that's good because blue's base is wide open. Blue probably trying to save the elephants and enjoying the pokey boy war. And, well, red gets a couple more vill picks and blue reacts. And while that was all happening, no! While that was all happening, the units go down. And Gwork says, try hard, Teuton. So, really thinks picking Teutons is being a tryhard. I mean, I think Teutons are really strong. I actually think they're underrated, but I wouldn't consider a Teuton picker to be a tryhard. You know, tryhard implies someone who's picking like the unbeatable civ. I'd say Teutons, very strong, but they have their weaknesses. I think blue is just having fun and, you know, likes to chat to the opponent, and red is just having none of it. And blue now laughing, I think most likely at this over here. Blue just continues to chat and says Teuton. I'm sweating nervously because I really don't want this game to be a waste. Like, I don't want blue to say something, which means that I can't make this into a video. It's been quite fun. Red still hasn't clicked up. Red's in full panic mode and is going to be making pikes galore. But red has got units here. Red's got units here. Now that red has the elephant archers, they've done more than blue ever could do with them. Full pike production, full vill production from blue. Blue's got TCs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is good for you, blue, because you've got 40 villagers idle right now. Oh, man. Red's pikes, of course, get the extra melee armor for free. We also have the melee armor research. We also could have the halb research here, too. And I think we've all been there where... Gotta love this in the current patch, where units won't move off of building foundations. It's so annoying. You know, the game is just kind of falling apart on you. And things begin to get a little hectic. Which is what I would describe these towers as, what I would describe some of the movement here from blue. Blue trying to fight the Teutons back with infantry. Maybe it's just a bad matchup for the Dravidians. Dropping towers for the elephant archers that he built. He upgraded. And a castle and the all-important middle hill there for red. Red's getting siege engineers, arson, halb. So, yeah, at this point now, the only thing I think that red is really missing would be some siege to back this all up. Just a big old stream of infantry here from red. I don't know if I've shown this much infantry, at least in like such a short game on this channel, in a long time. It's a lot of infantry. I guess Dravidians, Teutons, you would think that. But yeah, so now halb is just better than pikemen, and then also the blacksmith upgrades are stronger as well. And so blue's going to try and make archers, and blue's probably thinking, man, this is rough. The only thing that could be worse than this, I don't know, is if I go to T90's YouTube channel and see that I got poked down by halbs, and he casted it. Blue's like, of all the games, T90, that you chose to introduce this player to people, you chose this one, huh? Well, sorry about that one, blue. He's doing a pretty good job. I mean, the crossbows still are killing the halbs pretty nicely, I have to say. And blue's population is still pretty good. Blue has stopped producing vills, which I think is important because you do need to just save food at some point to go in. And red's kind of... Red needs some more gold right now, I'm noticing. Red really doesn't have a lot of gold income. And this straight halb play is leading to quite a few deaths. Blue gonna sort out gold issues of their own. Head over here and drop this TC, but it is 131 Vils. Like, nothing about this red player I would describe to you as, like, super technical. Obviously, he's amazing at the game, right? But there's no, like, crazy micro. It's just, like, spam infantry, spam cap, patrol forward. Which is how the majority of people play this game. He's just gotten quite good at it, right? Here, conversions. Oh, wow. He's actually converted the houses here as well from blue. Blue's actually got a shot here. Red's going to go for Cavalier. This red never moved out to this gold. And red could get a few more villagers on this gold. But we could always see some of that food sold at the market. And now more stables are being dropped. And that's where it gets tricky. It's like blue has just arrived to a point where Arbalest is great against House, right? Because remember, it took him time to get there because he was on pikes before for the knights. So now he's like, okay, knights are done. We get to Arbs. Perfect. Blue, you've got to click imp. Be very, very, very choosy about which TC you go imp in, my friend. But yeah, red, of course, going to get the old switcheroo. Any Office fans, or just say, you know, little snip, snap, snip, snap. He's got to go back and forth here. You have no idea what the physical toll that switching from crossbow to halbs has on a person. All right, Blue, you got to click imp here, pal? It's all right. You got it. You can do it. Very stressful situation at the moment. Lots of aggression. This is not a game where blue has the most focus on the tiny little details. So the longer it takes blue to click imp, I would say the detail's not so tiny. That would be the 3,200 food and 1,500 gold in the bank. I swear he's going to click imp and his imp TC is going to go down. There's a lot of vulnerable TCs. 70 on food. He's macro like a madman. These guys are so good with their economies. Wow. All right, well, that's not going to be the Imperial Age TC because that'll be down. All right. Still not. He must think he's on the way to imp. Okay, university. Wait, did he not have his buildings? No, he had a university before and it went down. But I think if the building goes down, you have to rebuild it. Does he have a siege workshop? Don't tell me he needs that too. No, he's got monastery. There he goes. Okay, and he's going imp in that TC. This is fine, guys. This is fine. He's going to go counterattack. Red really slowed down through the middle. Maybe just wanted to ensure that he did the smart things, like castling this while getting hoardings now. Doesn't see a lot from blue either, right? Here comes the army. This is a really good army. Oh, man. Like, this was upgraded. It's game on. Blue would be in big trouble against... red would be in big trouble against that many arms. And blue says, hey, I'm going to siege push your face as well. Red now could dive in and take out blue's base, though. There's not a whole lot of defense there. The Cavalier are fully upgraded, so... they should be able to take a pretty good fight here. I think red's going to go in for that here in a moment. That is a lot of crossbows, but they're still not doing much damage against the Cavalier now that they're fully armored. Meanwhile, blue still has some crossbows at home. There's just so many halbs. We've got some Teutonic Knights. Let's go. The KP boys. The KP boys. And then the Cavalier are here. And oh, it's going to be a slaughter. Cavalier are slow, but they're tanky. Everything will die here. And the GG's called. And blue says, try harder. I don't know if he's telling red to try harder. Like, do better. Or try harder, right? Like, maybe that's the joke. Or if he is using that as a term to describe someone who tries hard. Like, if you were to look up try harder. One who tryhards with Teutons in an Empire Wars game. I don't know. I thought blue was having fun, though. I thought that was fun. But what I find interesting about red, again, I played him dozens of times. He's played 10,000 plus games. I've never seen a single wreck. I've never seen or played a game with him where he chats. Now, I'm very pro chat as someone who, you know, happens to talk a lot. I like that. And, you know, I always want people to say GG to each other and stuff. But I also think there's some sense of mystery about the people who don't care about that. They're just like, I'm going to play some freaking Age of Empires, and I'm going to move into the next game. I'm not here to make friends. This is freaking war. So, yeah, I thought I'd make this video about this player who's played thousands and thousands and thousands of games with Teutons. He's fairly solid. He's always playing all the time, and you might meet him on the Empire Wars ladder. Funny little story about him. You can see, look, he's so much slower than the opponent here. Interesting story about this individual. So I've known him for a while, and I remember games where he played in the past against Jordan. Not sure how many of you know Jordan, pro player. He's pretty much retired right now. We don't know the status there exactly, but a couple years ago he was very active, and he took Jordan to Imp, and it was really close because he catches you off guard the first time. You don't expect the amount of scouts he's going to make. He's a very solid player, and I said something to Jordan. I was like, this guy's an Empire Wars legend. I think Jordan said, like, I'm waiting on the video, and so it's taken a couple years here, Jordan, but I finally did it. And, you know, the other thing that was just uncanny about this is I was looking at this guy's games like 2 days ago, okay? I go live to cast some stuff on Twitch, and someone in my chat just randomly out of the blue says, when Legend of Alnara's video? I never had anyone in my chat ever mention that person's name before. And I said, what made you bring him up? Because I just so happened to be looking at his games. And he said, my buddy and I have been running into him. We take turns queuing because we both struggle to beat him. So it's like one guy ran into him and was like, wow, that was tough. Told his pal. His pal's similar rank, said, let me give that a shot. And they're still trying to take this guy down. I thought that was really cool. Anyways, that's enough story for this video. But I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments. And leave a like on the video. This was some fun and interesting content, as always. It costs nothing to press the little thumbs up. But it actually, I mean, maybe you have to get up. Maybe it's on the TV. Maybe you can't. If you can't, it's all good. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. And I'll keep you updated on this guy. See ya.